If I quickly mention the GPS on here, that's obviously a very good feature. You can see I'm running TomTom Navigator on here. It works perfectly well. You need to run a third-party application called GPS Gate before running TomTom, just to initialize the GPS receiver. It's not too much of a drama. TomTom works perfectly well on it. The only thing I tend to find a bit of a problem is it completely eats up the battery. If you are using this in a car, you'll need to plug it into the lighter socket. I have a TomTom device in my car which I tend to use over the phone, because one, the phone battery will get drained, and secondly, the screen is a little bit small on the phone compared to on an actual TomTom. Okay, so you can see on the front page there, it's got the similar sort of see some appointments there and some emails. This is that third-party piece of software I was talking about, which gives you my front screen, the PH Weaver piece of software. So I've got shortcuts to my Wi-Fi. I can stick it on there, Bluetooth, and turn the phone on and off as well. So that's the front screen that I've chosen. With any Windows Mobile 6, as you probably know, you can customise the front screen quite a lot, almost to anything you like. You know, I don't have massive skills in this area. This screen has worked for me, so I'm pretty happy to leave it on there. I'm also running a piece of software called RealVGA, which is an interpolation piece of software which makes things like web browsing a lot easier, because you can run web pages that look like they're running in VGA mode, even though this screen is only 320 by 320. One advantage on this phone is that both the browsers will run web pages which have Flash and Java content. So actually Flash content I'm actually not 100% sure about, but definitely Java content. For me that's quite a big thing. A lot of web pages which have got drop down boxes you need to complete will run on this phone, or they won't run on the i600. So that's, as I mentioned before, that's probably my biggest gripe with the i600. If I could get that fixed, I'd probably keep that phone. So browsing very good on this phone. Making phone calls and typing text messages and answering emails, perfectly fine. However, probably not as quick as the i600 because of the input mechanisms that I mentioned. As I mentioned before, the phone's got quite a fast processor compared to the i600. However, it doesn't feel so fast. So the actual handling of the phone, if you're used to a touchscreen Windows mobile device like a Pocket PC, you probably quite like this phone because it brings together the handset of a normal cell phone and a Pocket PC device into one unit. However, if you're used to a standard cell phone, I think you'll probably prefer the i600 with the non-touch screen because it just feels a lot quicker in your hands to use. Running all the usual pieces of software again on here, push email. I'm also getting my other Windows Live, Yahoo and Gmail accounts on here. No problems with that. It's actually got a faster 3G plus, or also known as HSDPA connection on here. Not that I've noticed much difference in real life use compared to the i600. They both run fairly well. Obviously Wi-Fi will be a lot quicker on both the phones, and it is. One thing I didn't mention is the screen. The resolution might be a bit lower on the i600, but it feels to me a little bit brighter than the i780. It's obviously cheaper to buy. It's probably more robust, and generally I feel more of a workhorse phone. Less featured, but what it does very well. The i780 has little idiosyncrasies that you might not like. For example, the delay when you hit the touchscreen. Also, having the mouse pad rather than a D-pad is really frustrating. But if I was typing a message here using the keypad and I made a mistake and I wanted to go back one character, there's no option to move back one character without doing a backspace. So I could go back using a backspace and delete characters. However, I couldn't just move across the email without using the mouse pad to scroll across, trying to find out where I am and then click at the right place. It's just not particularly good. You could use the stylus and move around and find out where you were on the screen there, but again, it's a lot slower than having a D-pad and just quickly going, you know, up and down and finding out where you were in a message and making your amendments. So those kind of things I find much better on the i600. That's pretty much it in my opinion then. If you're using your phone for surfing the web, a lot of multimedia content, I'd go with the i780. If you're using it mainly for messaging, you want a good solid phone, a good performer which performs quickly, does everything you want it to do apart from maybe advanced web browsing, and maybe you're not running other third-party pieces of software so much on it, then I'd definitely say the i600 is adequate. If I can find a fully functional browser on the i600, I will definitely keep it. If I can't, then I probably will reluctantly keep the i780. That's my comparison of these two phones. I hope it's been useful for you, and hopefully you can make up your mind which is the better phone for you.